Let us talk about seasonal effects. So this is a motivation for time series. So we always see seasonal effects. For example, temperatures in the winters will go down and in the summers will go up. Similarly, it is the case for agriculture produce. So you have more produce for a particular product during the season than in the off season. Similarly, you have the same demand for commodities. Airline passengers, they all follow a seasonal pattern. Now we are going to consider the following data of air passengers. This data is already built into R, so you can analyze it. And this data is from 1949 to 1960. And we will see that this data will show an upward trend and a clear seasonal variation. You will have peak in summers, that is, there are more passengers in summers, and troughs in winters. There are less passengers in winters. So let me go through the R code first. I will explain each and every line, and then we can run this R code in R. So first is this data air passengers. So this data set is already built into R. So it comes from the data library of R. And then I'm going to assign this AP as a short form for air passengers. I do not want to type air passengers again and again. So I just write AP here. So this is just assigning the value. Then this AP is just to see the values. So once I type this AP, it will just show all the values of the data set. Then this comes class AP. So class AP shows that this is a time series. So what we are doing in this lecture, we are trying to give a motivation for time series. So this class AP is time series, and this is important to remember. Let me put this in red here. This is important to remember because if you are going to feed your own data into R, so there are multiple examples online where you can see how to import a file into R. So once you import a file into R, you name it as a class of time series. Then we will plot this time series, that is plot this data set, and we will see these peaks and troughs. So let us see this in R. You open a new script and then you copy paste this from the description of the video into the new script. So the first line is data of air passengers, and then I'm assigning air passengers to it, and then it is just running AP. So let us just run first 3 lines here. So select them and hit the run button. So this is the data. So you can see in January it is low, February it is low, and then it peaks around these 4 months, June, July, August and September. So it is becoming 135, 148, 148, 136. And then it goes down and drops again in December. There is also some peak around the month of March. In February it is 118, then March 132, then it goes down in April again 129. So we will plot this and see this data. So let us see the class of this AP. So the class is time series. So say TS. So if you want to import data into it, just make sure that you import it as a time series data, or once you import it, you make it into a time series. Now we are going to plot it so that we can see. So I'm going to run this line, and this is how you get the plot as. As you can see, there is a clear upward trend, and you can see that there is peak during summer, and this bottom point denotes winter. So this keeps on repeating. So see, this is a repeating data. It has seasonality into it, and it also has a clear upward trend. So you can see that there is a clear upward trend in the data, and you can say the observed data is composed of 3 parts. This AT, this is the trend. So this is the trend AT. Then this ST is the seasonal data. So seasonal data is ST, and then there is some white noise. So this is just some error component to it. So this error component is nothing but a random variable drawn from the normal distribution with mean 0 and some variance sigma square. So you have a trend which was upward sloping trend, and then you had seasonal data. And luckily for us, R can actually decompose the data into 3 parts. So R will decompose data into a trend, it will decompose the data into seasonal, and it will decompose data into this white noise or the random part. This is also called the random part. So the command by which R will do this is plot decompose AP. So you can choose this command to decompose it, or you could simply run this command. So let us see this. So let us run this command now. You choose this, and then I'm going to run it. So you see this now. I'm going to make this bigger. So you can see the different parts. So this is our observed. So this was the graph of the original series. So the R has decomposed the series into a trend. So you can see there's an upward sloping trend. Then it also decomposes into season. So this is the seasonality. So notice that the seasonality has come out, and the rest is the random part. So we have three parts. You have the trend, which is upward sloping, you have seasonal data, and then you have the random part. So trend, seasonal data, and the random part. Now you can actually see all of these three parts in terms of data. So we can take the trend out. So to take the trend out, you form this new object ap.decom, that is decompose this time series AP into multiple types. The multiple types are these three types: seasonal, trend, and the error. And this plot ap.decom, this will again give the same plot which I showed you before. So trend is the trend part of the plot. So ap.decom, this $trend means trend part of the plot. So I'm going to run this run these set of 4 commands now, because we want to see what the trend figures look like. So I'm going to run it, and you see the trend figures. So these are the commands we ran. So the trend is, you can see the trend now. So the trend is always upward. Upward means, so you see 130, you just focus on January part, January month. So 131, 157, 183, 215, 228, 261, 309. So figures are increasing in January. Similarly, figures are increasing for February, March, April. So you just go down the column. So this shows an upward trend. You can see it graphically for yourself, or you can do this season by season. So this will give you season by season trend. So you see 131, its maximum peak is say during June, 138, and then in January it is 157. So this is the trend part of it. So now you might be interested in what is the seasonal part. We saw that the seasonal part was kind of constant. So now we run these 2 commands, and you get the seasonal part of it. So these are the 2 commands we ran. These are coming in red, and this is the season part. Notice that how season is constant. January is 0.91, 0.91, 0.91, 0.91, all the way down. February is 0.88, 0.88. So we saw the graph of the season. Let me run you the graph again so that everything is clear to you. So this is the graph. So notice that the season is kind of constant. Season is constant. So now I have run this command, plot STL AP periodic. So if you just ran this command, it will again give you the graph. This is the observed part. So notice that season is just constant. It is constant in January all the time, and constant in winters all the time, then constant in summers all the time. And that's what, if you isolate season, you will see the seasonal part is constant. April is always constant, May is always constant, which is the constancy comes here. This is the trend part, it is increasing part, and the remainder is the error part. The last thing we are going to do is we are going to plot both the trend and the season together to see it. So let us see this. We select our command and you run it, and this will give you a graph right here. So you see how this is the trend line, and this is overlaying the seasonal data. So you can see how the season and the trend is changing. So this is the first example of a time series. So this time series has 3 parts. It has a trend part, it has a seasonal part, and it had a randomness or a error part.